A taxing request. Guildmaster Jiva is surprised yet glad for your unexpected visit. Well, if it isn't my favorite leatherworker, I was certain you'd be busy selling to lords and ladies in Ishgard to ever come visit. But you've come at a good time. I have need of a man of your talents. We recently received a rather unusual request for a leatherworker. I wouldn't dare entrust it to others, and I'm much too busy. If you've time to come visit, then I'm sure you can fit this into your schedule. Head down to the Shaded Brower and have a talk with Atelloune. Tell her I sent you, and she'll explain everything. Ugh. How dare you just assume? How dare you, ma'am? KatFTWynn Wissive of the Leatherworkers Guild? Ah, yes. Jiva has told me about you. A darling protege who's gained some small bit of fame for services rendered here in Gridania and Ishgard. Well, your honors and accolades mean naught to Eorzea's premier naturalist and Atelloune. Henceforth I, and I alone, shall be the judge of your worth. You should be happy, proud even, to assist me with my noble works. 'Tis not often one has the opportunity to serve as my my dutiful apprentice. Ma'am, I am not your manservant. Daunted by my celebrity, I see. Worry not. Under my careful guidance, your skills will be put to good use. This I can assure you. Until now, I have been collaborating with my first assistant, Marcette, to write articles for the New Eorzea Geographic. Though I would love to continue with my writings, a duty of much greater importance has drawn my attention. In my research of the calamity's effects on the environment, it has become clear that the abnormal rate at which the realm is changing far outstrips the pace of animal adaptation. Indeed, I fear certain species now face extinction, and what manner of naturalist would I be if I did not do all in my power to save them? Alas, time is not on our side, which is why, in the event I am not able to save these humble creatures, I would preserve them through taxidermy, that future generations may still gaze upon their splendor. That is why I conferred with Guildmaster Jiva, and why you now stand before me. If you believe yourself capable of the task at hand, I shall make you my 72nd assistant. What say you? I'm sorry, 72nd? How have you been through so many? And also, maybe you don't want to go around saying that. Confidence. Good. In time, I will know if there is any talent to match. In any case, your contributions will not go unrecognized. You shall be duly credited in my next publication of the New Eorzean Geographic as, etc. Great. Lovely. Love that for me. Now, your first... I don't even get credit. I get etc. Now, for your first task shall be a simple one. Speak with Research Assistant 71, Enion, at the Carlian Canopy. Well, what are you waiting for? I don't even get for exposure. I don't get exposure. Oh, Enion. This is a child. Oh, are you the leatherworker, Miss Atelloune? Hired to help with the mounting? Who we mounting? I was not informed of mounting. River said, my God. You volunteered? Working under her isn't unpleasant, mind you. It just, well... Who am I kidding? She calls us assistants, but I know the truth. We're just a bunch of servants to her. My name's Enion. Oh my God. By the way, number 71, the taxidermist, she calls me. To be honest, it's just a hobby, but she won't listen. She never listens. It's sad when animals die, you know, but when I mount them... Sorry, I can't... Please. But when I mount them, it's like they never really left. So I practice every chance I get to make the best mounts I can. I'm no good at preparing skins, though. They're always so unsightly and misshapen when I've finished. Working with an honest-to-God's leatherworker like yourself, I bet they'll look so real. Folks will swear they're still breathing. I should probably head back, or else I'll upset Miss Atelloune again. Anyway, it was nice meeting you. Phrasing, please. I'm sorry, I could not be serious. There you are. Honestly, did you get lost on the way back here? My time is quite precious, you know, though I suppose it is important for peers to establish amicable relations. I forgive you, this time. Now that we have dealt with the formalities, our team is assembled. The fledgling young taxidermist who knows naught of leatherworking, and the leatherworker who likewise knows naught of taxidermy. Two halves that shall make a lovely whole. Under my sage guidance, the two of you shall make displays unlike anything the realm has ever seen. Yes, lifelike displays that will preserve the beauty of the realm's blessed creatures now and forevermore. Future generations will look upon our mounts and envy the age when these animals proudly walked the earth. But first I must prepare. Selecting animals for mounting, finding an ideal venue. There is much to be done. I trust you will make good use of this time to hone your skills. You don't know me very well, do you, ma'am? I'm 63, ma'am. We're ready. Mounting expectations. Atelloune is ready to put her new assistant to work. Ah, number 72. Ready for work, I see. Wonderful. Not long ago, I was able to secure a location for our exhibition of animal mounts. A small clearing near the Leatherworkers Guild. Would that we had more prominent location, but no matter. Considering the nature of our work and its purpose, the Leatherworkers Guild will do nicely. More importantly, I've selected our first specimen for mounting, the majestic Delmel. Delmel? This is no ordinary Delmel. We are looking for, mind you. What we seek is the elusive Hanger Delmel in the Sea of Clouds. To the untrained eye, they are indistinguishable from your average Delmel. Upon closer inspection, however, you will find that they have hackles along their backs that can appear quite pronounced when they are startled. As their numbers continue to dwindle, finding an ideal specimen will prove difficult. And the last thing we need is to exacerbate the problem of their declining population by killing one. No, we will need to find a Delmel that has recently passed on. This will require a skilled hunter, one familiar with the terrain. You wouldn't happen to know such a person, would you? The Vanu, obviously. I'm gonna be sassy back. I don't fucking care. Why would you know of the Vanu? Never mind. I help them more than you have ever talked to one, I bet. Never mind. If you believe you can convince them to assist us, I suppose it's worth a try. We must make for Oak Sundu at once, where you will arrange an audience with their people. Let us be off. I'm gonna physically fight her condescending ass. There you are, number 72. What have I told you about keeping me waiting? You must hurry and introduce me. And not to some piddling merchant or villager. I will settle for nothing short of their village elder. I'm so sorry. Yes, I should think that the ideal way to secure our needs are met swiftly and without incident. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you stop being so fucking condescending? Damn. These netherlings seek Dummels of Hungar. Say no more. Zundu are honored to repay kindness of the great warrior who defeated the White. Excuse me for interrupting, but I could not help but notice your huts appear to be made of using bones of Dummels. Yes, Zundu use Dummels for many things. Their meat fills our bellies, their skin covers our backs, and as Netherling says, their bones build our homes. Quite impressive. It is not often I see game hunted and put to use so thoroughly. To take a life is to bear great responsibility. Nothing can be wasted. To ask for a demo so rare, we entrust you understand this. To find fresh remains is no easy task. I will leave this to Sanuvanu. He is our greatest hunter. You may wait here till he finds the demo you seek. I would not trust her with something rare, but okay. Thank you, Sonuvanu. Your kindness this day will be remembered for generations to come. Pardon me, Miss Atelloune, but I'm awfully glad you've gone to so much trouble to get a demo. Really, I am. It's just, well, I've never actually seen a live demo before, and... You've never seen a demo before? By the 12, how do you expect to fashion a suitable mannequin if you've never seen them for yourself? Demos of Rangar are scarce, but all looks very similar. If Netherlings would see demos, you needn't travel far. Then it is settled. Number 72, take number 71 to go and see the demos. From their long, elegant necks down to their hooves, we must become intimately familiar with their carriage. Ma'am. To the southeast of Okazundu, they graze in great numbers. May Zephyr winds carry you safely. Come on, small bean. Da, 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 da. Okay. Oh, my chocobo spawned on top of him. There they are. Can you see them? We have to be sure to get a good look. Miss Atelloune said we have to inspect every elm of them. Search your surroundings for demos. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target a demo, inspect them with right trigger. I remember this being a bitch. I hate this shit. Hi, demo. Look over every elm. I'm observing. Daunting demo. Observing. I think I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. Which tracks. Wow, this is so much better than any picture. Look at its neck. Gosh, how am I supposed to make a model that supports something that long? Alright, I think I have an idea of what to do. The neck may prove difficult, though. I said that weird. Let's head back to Miss Atelloune. Did I just make Enion kind of sound like Ash Ketchum? By number 71's look of excitement, I would assume the two of you observed the demos without incident. The Vanu have brought us a fine specimen. The hackles along its back and the divide of its hooves are unmistakable. This is indeed a Hanger Delmal, and by the condition of the body, it would seem its passing was not long ago. While the loss of any life is always a tragedy, let us take solace in the fact its life ended peacefully. I know not what great deeds you have done that warrant such generosity, but I should hope your work on our demo mount will warrant the same praise. I've called for the airship to come and retrieve the Delmal, though I fear it cannot carry us all. Your adventurers often use aetherites for travel, yes. When we see to the Delmal's delivery, pray use the aetherite to return, and do not take too long this time. We shall wait for you at the clearing near the Leatherworkers Guild. Number 71 should be finishing preparing the Delmal's pelt by the time you arrive. I'm already done with her. I can't. She is worse than Jiva. Give me back Jiva at this point, honestly. Finally, you're here. As promised, the Delmal's pet is ready for you. If you are as skilled as Jiva claims, you should have no trouble turning this into a resplendent cape of the highest quality. And please, be careful with that pelt. I will not stand to see the Vanu's hard work go to waste. I would rather not bother them for want for another demo so rare. When you have it finished, deliver it to number 71. Do you not know our names? Have you bothered to learn this child's name? Together with this mannequin, we shall have the finest mount the realm has ever seen. To proceed with the quest, use the materials provided by Atelloune to craft a high-quality large Damal cape. Should your synthesis efforts prove unsuccessful, speak with her once more to receive another set of materials. Got it. All right. I can't join your party yet. Hold on. Wait, does reflect do quality? Okay. I'm 10 levels over. Why is that not automatic? That's rude. Oh, I'm not 10 levels over 63. Damn it. Hi, River. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to do this. I'm probably not going to succeed, but we'll see. Ooh, maybe I will. Will this finish it? Let's go. Yeah, I'll finish it. I don't even have to use more. Let's go. I did it. Hell yeah. Hi, River. Do you still want to be a part of my party? Thank you, River. I love you. River just leaves. Okay, Enion. Here you go.
My mannequin is going to look great with that cape. I just know it. This is amazing. My skins are usually full of holes after removing all the fat. You've even kept all the coarse hair on the back. Miss Atelloune was right to hire you.
It is up to you now to see your mount is completed. Number 72, I would ask you observe his work. It should prove an educational experience.
I'm not sure there's much to learn from watching me, but I'll do what I can.
Small child. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Is this just gonna stay here, ominously, in this courtyard?
Whew, it's done. Piecing it together was harder than I thought. Then again, I've never made a mount this big before. Good thing I remembered what the Vanu said about Delmo bones back at Oxundu. They came in handy when I was working on the neck.
I see. Meeting with the Vanu was more beneficial to our work than I could have hoped.
I couldn't have finished it without Kat, though. There's no way I could have fit a cape that big on a mannequin by myself.
Nevertheless, this is an excellent start to our collection. Considering Delmal skin products have gained popularity here in Gridania, this is certain to draw the people's attention to our cause. That said, your work is far from finished, my dear assistant. Before we set to work on our next mount, however, I would gauge reactions to our first creation. In the interim, pray reflect on what we've done thus far, and see if there is aught you can do to refine your skills. That's a nice demo. I like that demo. Alright. Though you're deepening insight into the sanctity of life, you have learned quality assurance. QA. Let's go. And I'm level 72! The value of life. That glimmer in Antelone's eyes most likely means she has a task for you. Ah, number 72. Have you heard word of our work? Ah, of course you've heard. How could you not have, when our demo is the talk of the town? Yet, even so, I find it curious no one has inquired about its indistinctive hair, and hooves. You would think such stark differences from your typical Delmal would compel even a handful of people to ask. No matter. It will be all we can do to keep inquirers at bay when we present them with our next mount, the mighty bear. Not just any bear, mind you, but the rapacious grizzly bear, indigenous, to the lands bordering Gurabania. Oh my god. Sadly, the fruit that serves as a staple for their diet has grown increasingly scarce in the wake of the calamity. As their food supply dwindles, so too do their numbers. Though there is little we can do to restore their primary source of sustenance, we can still do our part to let people know of their plight. Now then, make your way to the East End. When you arrive, I would suggest speaking with the soldiers stationed at Castrum Oriens to learn precisely where the bears can be found. I shall remain here to keep watch over the Delmo Mount, and for any wayward souls that may seek enlightenment.
You heard Miss Atelloune. Let's get going to Garabania. Hopefully the soldiers can point us in the right direction.
Did I say shoulders or soldiers? Now I'm concerned. So far, so good.
We can ask more people if we split up. Could you try asking around the eastern side of the base? I'll stay around the main gate and see what I can learn.
Okay. Ah, Chocobo. You're after grizzly bears? There used to be plenty of them to the south of Bittermill. Can't say I've seen too many of them now. As we suspected. Oh, is that it? That's the only person I need to talk to, apparently.
So there used to be a lot of bears near Bittermill? I guess the fruit that they like to eat must have grown there. If it still does, there may still be a few bears in the area. Let's have a look.
I can't fly here.
Are you all right? I thought I was safe when I reached Bittermill, but instead I only found more monsters to chase me. It wasn't all bad though. When I was running, I saw a grizzly bear near the river. Come on, maybe there's one we can use for a mount.
Okay. Oh.
It's dead. And look at these scars. I'm not sure if we can use this for a mount, but I doubt we're like to find another one. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to try. Can you help me ready the pelt?
You skin the bear, but its pelt is marred with gashes.
Well, I suppose we have our pelt. A shame it's in such poor condition. Let's head back to Gridania for now. Maybe Miss Atelloune will think of something to do with it.
Even with all the bears around, we could do no better, I guess. Alright. Oh, it does just stay here. That's unsettling. Finally, you're back. If you would deign to keep me waiting this long, I can only assume you have brought an immaculate specimen for exhibition. Sorry. I did not. No, no, no. The pelt is ruined. What is the meaning of this? What happened?
I'm sorry, Miss Atelloune. The grizzly bear was already covered in scrapes and scars when we found it. There was no telling when we'd find another, so we skinned it the best we could and came back.
Ah, I see. I appreciate your effort, but I'm afraid there's nothing we can do with the pelt in such poor condition. We cannot let it be wasted. If you believe we can make something of this pelt, then perhaps. The only question is what?
Miss Atelloune, Kat, could we make it into clothing? Something I can wear as a reminder of the bear's sacrifice, and why we're working to make these animal mounts.
An excellent idea, number 71. Number 72, I imagine working with the skin such as this will prove difficult, so I would suggest making something simple. A nice pair of gloves, perhaps. When you've finished, give them to number 71. Alright, I'll try my best. Bloop. I'm not doing bad here. The new clothes make this so much easier. Thank you, River. I did it. The deed is done.
I know the pelt was in rather poor shape, but I hope you can manage to make something of it.
I did. I did, sir.
Wow, you really did it. These gloves look amazing. I certainly hope they fit all right.
Working bear skin into gloves is no easy feat, but their durability and resilience to cold make it worth the effort. Why, you can scarcely even notice the material was tarnished prior to their making.
The leather is so smooth. It's like nothing ever happened. Thank you so much, Kat. I'll cherish them always.
You've done well, number 72. Though I wish to add a grizzly bear to our collection of animal mounts, I will not ask you to risk the dangers of Gurabania for another. Scarce as they are, I doubt you will find one. These gloves must serve as a testament to the rarity of this poor creature now on the brink of extinction. But there are still a myriad species in equally dire straits. It is up to us to make the realm aware of their struggles and to preserve their grace and beauty for future generations. Indeed, our work is far from over. Until I have decided on our next subject for mounting, I pray you will use your time wisely and prepare. Okay, just give me these, I suppose. Alright, I've now learned manipulation. That sounds bad, but manipulating items probably not as bad. The trouble with taxidermy. You notice that oh so familiar glimmer is back on Atelloune's eyes today. Great, love this. Number 72. Come to bask in the splendor of our demo mount, I see. Well, this is no time for gawping. Rather, it is time to resume our work. Why am I looking to the kid? A pity we could not add a bear to our collection, but even alone the Delmol has garnered no small amount of attention. On more than one occasion, I've even seen people stopping to read the signboard I posted.
I can't believe so many people are coming to see the something I helped to create. The next mount will be even better.
I don't know who this is, but their name is Marmaduke, and that's hilarious. Outrageous! How dare this happen without my consent? Yeah, that fits. So this is why everyone has been crowding around the Leatherworkers Guild of late. What sort of sick, twisted joke is this?
That's one of the hearers. What does he want with us?
I assure you, sir, this is no joke. This mount was fashioned in an attempt to The elementals weep for this poor creature. How they cry out in anger. An affront to the 12s if I ever saw one. There was. To ignore it is to invite the green wrath upon us all. You three! Are you responsible for this? By order of the Conjurers Guild, I demand you take down this grotesquerie at once.
Take it down? But all of our hard work.
Oh, he's crying! Give him a hug.
The nerve of that man. It took every ounce of my being to hold my tongue.
That close-minded fool, how can he not see the benefits of our work? The opportunity we offer Gridanians to learn about animals that live beyond the borders of the Twelves Wood. And he dares call himself a hearer. How he abuses his position that he might do as he pleases. The sight of him is enough to make my skin crawl. Excuse me, I got a little carried away there. Though it pains me to concede to such swine, we cannot deny the will of the elementals. I have no doubt one of your talents could quickly resolve the situation, but this requires a more civilized approach. Indeed, we must settle this in a matter as befitting naturalists. The Leatherworkers Guild is certain to have dealt with similar opposition in the past. Number 72, go and speak with the Jiva and see what advice she has to offer on the matter. Okay.
The man of the hour. With everyone stopping by to have a look at that mount outside, I knew it was only a matter of time before you came.
What can I do for you? Do they now? You know, there was a time when leather goods were criticized as being extravagant and wasteful. It took a great deal of effort on the part of the leatherworkers here, but eventually opinions changed. They had to prove what they made was worth the cost of lives sacrificed in the process. Unless you can do the same with your mounts, you won't be convincing the hearers of anything. Actually, that gives me an idea. I'll need to prepare a few things first, though. In the meantime, I would have you attend to something else. We're going to need a Demel skin jacket, and I can think of none better than you to make it. Besides, it's been too long since I've seen your work. Randall will have everything you need at the front desk. When you've finished, I should have everything ready for you. The next step in my plan. Perfect! You're not making me buy stuff off the market board now? Oh my god, I love it. Good to see you. I trust you've been keeping busy. Goodness knows we have with all these commissions we've received of late. But enough of my ramblings. As Guildmaster Jiva tells it, you have much work to do. Here is the Demel leather as requested. If you have need of any more, pray do not hesitate to ask. Thanks, Randall. I just think of Monsters Inc. Randall, I'm sorry. I can't think of anyone else. Dashing skin. Demel skin. Dashing skin. Not what I meant to say, but you know, work just the same. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that. It did not do the our bumper like I thought it would. Local place called Merlin's Pizza. Nice. Domino's is the only place here. Oh, you don't have many options. Yes. Don't act so innocent. Remember? I said you weren't. If you said I wasn't, you sure as hell ain't. How's that jacket coming along? I hope my faith in you after all this time hasn't been misplaced. Ma'am. You've impressed me, Kat. I was worried you might have forgotten what you learned here, but it's clear you've done quite the opposite. Well done.
Excuse me. Is Kat here? Miss Atelloune wants to speak with him. She says it's quite urgent.
Right on time. Come here for a moment. I need you to try on this jacket.
A jacket? What about Miss Atelloune? And who are you, anyway?
Also, why are we putting it on a child? There we are. How's the fit?
It's actually quite nice. I usually hate leather clothes because they're so stiff when new. But this is quite soft. It's fairly light and warm too. I imagine whoever uses this will be grateful to have it.
It's time we move on to the next part of my plan, a Leatherworkers exhibition, with that jacket on display.
But there's no time for an exhibition. We're busy enough as is fighting to keep our Demel mount.
Which is precisely why you'll be putting them on display together. The mere mention of an exhibition will be enough to draw a sizable crowd. This will afford Atelloune an opportunity to teach people about the endangered Demels of Albalathia. I've already reserved Manketto's amphitheater. All we need now are the mounts she would have on display.
That's a great idea, miss. I'll go and inform her right away.
Miss? He hasn't the slightest idea of who I am, does he? I suppose it can't be helped for now. Be sure to give Atelloune my regards. What? Would you prefer Mrs.? Like, wait, why were... Because he didn't say by name? I'm confused. Oh, number 72. If only you had come sooner. I left only for a moment, but in my absence, Marmaduke and his gaggle of goons made off with our mount. What came of your talks with Jiva? I should hope some good may yet come of all of our efforts. Instruction under the guise of a Leatherworker's exhibition. Yes, that just might work. Jiva has ever been the one for an eye of opportunity. First, we must deal with Marmaduke and his attempts to deny the good people of Gridania an opportunity to enlighten themselves. Before our work was stolen, I took it upon myself to speak with an associate of mine, another hero of the Conjurers Guild. When I broached the subject of our mount and the elemental's apparent dissatisfaction with using animal skins in such a fashion, he was completely and utterly bewildered. In truth, neither the heroes of the Conjurer Guild nor the Seedseers have expressed any opposition to our work. Marmaduke merely uses the elementals as an excuse to impose his ideals on others. Well, he is not the only one with influence here in Gridania. One way or another, we shall have our mount for our exhibition. Okay. I don't care. Oh, and I leveled up. Let's go. True to life. Atelloune is not yet ready to abandon her work. This is the last one. I'm on 70. Let's go. I have exhausted every resource at my disposal, but I could find neither hide nor hair of the Dummel mount. I hoped it would not come to this, but we have no choice but to fashion a new mount. As a precautionary measure, I have already decided on our next specimen, the majestic Gagana. I don't know what that is.
Those gargantuan birds in Gurabania? I never realized they were endangered.
I do not speak of the common Gagana. What we seek is the three-feathered Gagana. They are quite rare and sought for use in fine goods. Their population has dropped markedly over the years. Unfortunately, this means I must again put the two of you in harm's way.
If it means having a mount for the exhibition, then we at least have to try. Gaganas live in the fringes, right? I'll go ahead to Castromorians and see if anyone knows where to find them. See you there, Kat.
Good, I can do this one too. We're just gonna fucking finish it. Let's go.
I'm afraid we have a problem, Kat. I've spoken with everyone who would care to listen, but no one has seen a three-feathered Gagana here in quite some time. It's as Miss Atelloune said. The plumage of the three-feathered Gagana is, or rather was, highly sought for Gurabania finery. Before the calamity, when Dalamud slowly began its descent, they say the public group panicked. Believing the world might come to an end, people began squandering their money on things they normally wouldn't afford. Clothing made from the three-feathered Gagana was desired above all. Demand declined after the calamity, but it was too late. They never recovered from the overhunting. Miss Atelloune was counted on us to find one for the exhibition. I don't want to return to her empty-handed.
Did anyone say why they're so valuable?
Their feathers have a lustrous sheen unique to the three-feathered Gagana. Other than that, I bet most people couldn't tell the difference between... Wait, that's it! While it's true the three-feathered Gagana was valued over the sheen of its feathers, the greater distinction between it and the other Gagana lies in the distribution of feathers on its body. Do you think if we found a normal Gagana, you could change the arrangement of its feathers? It will be difficult with only books for reference, but I'm sure a leatherworker of your caliber can do it. Then there's still hope for the exhibition. Miss Atelloune was lucky to find a leatherworker like you to help us. But if we're going to make a convincing mount, you will need a good mannequin. And I've never seen a Gagana in person before. Let's see if we can find some. I heard they nest around Virgala.
You are wrecking my voice, sir. Oh, it's in a place I've not been? Well, shit. Can I not do this?
I never realized that Gagana was such a beautiful and majestic bird. If it's alright with you, I'd like to observe them for just a while longer.
Okay. Sir, I will get killed by them. I'm not a botanist. I don't have a way of not being seen.
I think I'm ready to head back. Our Gagana mount is going to be great. At least, I hope it is. Can I ask you a question? I know Miss Atelloune means well and all, but Marmaduke was absolutely furious. If other people are just as angry, maybe we shouldn't be making another mount. What do you think?
Everything will be fine. We've come too far to run away now. I'll say that one. It's true.
You're right. It's true we've had a few setbacks, but Miss Atelloune is counting on us. And if I'm going to be a real taxidermist someday, I'll have to do everything I can to make this one perfect. Let's head back to Gridania. She'll want to know what we have planned.
Hey. All right. At least you are returned, and with nary a scratch. Enion has told me everything. Oh, she called him by his name. A pity you were unable to find a true three-feathered Gagana. I knew sights of the bird had grown scarce over the years, but I never imagined the situation was so dire. Your plan is to recreate the three-feathered Gagana using the pelt of a normal one, is that right? There is no small task you place upon yourself. With the exhibition fast approaching, we can afford no mistakes. If all goes as planned, this will be our final task for me. All the more reason I shall accept nothing short of perfection. Though I loathe being made to wait, I will make an exception for this. Handle the pelt with care, and do not give it to 71 until you are absolutely satisfied with your work. Oh, we're back to numbers. If anything should happen to it, inform me immediately that I might procure another. Okay. Large Gagana cape. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Love that for me. Oof. Okay. That took way too long for me to find. Sorry. Done with high quality. Perfect. We did it. I did it! First try, let's go. Here you go, Neon.
Have you finished yet? I just know this Gagana is going to look great.
Okay, Ash Ketchum, here you go.
This is incredible. It's the spitting image of a three-feathered Gagana. I can already picture the looks on people's faces when they see my mannequin dressed with this. It's going to be our finest mount yet.
The placement of plumage on this pelt is immaculate. Well done, number 72. Now I must be off to the amphitheater. I have posted flyers all about Gridania to ensure our desired audience is in attendance. Everything must be ready for his arrival. Be careful with that pelt, number 72. And remember, nothing less than perfection will suffice. Okay. I thought so. Oh. That big boy.
I was hoping people would be excited to see our mount up there, but they actually seem kind of mad. We worked so hard on it, though. I'm sure Miss Atelloune can make them understand.
Oh, this is awkward. I don't remember their voices. YOLO.
Just when I thought Gridania had reclaimed some modicum of decency, you will suspend this farce of an exhibition at once.
She's a fucking vampire. Anyway.
Silence! I will hear no more of your fabricated tales of the elementals.
Oh.
Our work is not a mockery of these animals, but a tribute to their majesty. If you would cease your blustering for only a moment, I will explain to you, and the good people here in attendance, why. Ahem. Thank you for gathering here today. I wish to speak with you regarding a matter of grave concern, one often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our lives here in Gridania. To start, I would have you consider this, the three-feathered Gagana. A rare breed highly valued by the people of Gridania. Before the calamity as Dalamud began its bodeful descent, demand for this bird's plumage would see its population drop substantially. Its natural habitat has undergone drastic change since then, so much so some believe there may be none left. The Demel, which
once stood outside the Leatherworkers Guild represented a species that once struggled with a declining population. As the environment continues to undergo radical changes, these innocent creatures and countless others will perish to the brink of extinction. We obviously cannot bend the laws of nature to return to the world what it once was, but we can still do our part to preserve their homes and what few of them remain. We must also show restraint in our hunting lest their peers become endangered as well. Take, for example, this jacket crafted from Demel hide. Demand for its leather has grown noticeably of late. What do you suppose will happen as more hunters are drawn to the Sea of Clouds? Seeing only the products born of their hides, it is far too easy to forget the sacrifice of these animals. We must protect them as we do the balance of life here in the Twelveswood. To do otherwise would be a grievous squandering of resources. You're one to talk. What is this display other than a waste of skin? You claim it as an educational purpose, but one could simply read a book. Objection! And you have read such a book? I should hope you have, and that you are highly knowledgeable as a result, given that you wear clothing made from their hides. Well, What about you? Do you know anything of Demels or Garganas? These people have a right to know what is happening to the world outside of Gridania, to know the cost of goods they would otherwise take for granted. Hero Marmaduke, perhaps now you would be willing to consider the merit of Atelloune's work. These mounts are not meant to offend anyone. They are a lasting reminder of the lives sacrificed for the clothing on our backs, and a tool to arouse interest in the study of animals, as many would otherwise ignore. You might think these specimens a grim reflection of their living counterparts, but they preserve a truth that mere words cannot express. Surely you understand the virtue in that. More than you realize. For it is my duty, nay, my privilege, to hearken to the elementals and bear witness to such truths, that we might maintain the delicate balance of life here in the Shroud. I see now you wish only to share with these people knowledge I have long taken for granted. I would ask your forgiveness for my recent wrongdoings. The Twelveswood The Twelveswood suffered greatly in the calamity, and in recent years since, it has only grown weaker. The sight of your mount was more than I could bear. But through the sacrifice of these few, countless more may be saved. If your creations serve to bring these good people wisdom, and instill in them a greater respect for the blessed creatures of this land, I will condemn them no longer. Then I will carry on, for it is my duty to illuminate the dark with the light of knowledge. That bird got some booba. Before I continue, I must first give thanks to the 2 skilled artisans who made this possible, my darling assistants, the aspiring taxidermist who pieced together the splendid Gagana mount, and the gifted leatherworker who prepared both the jacket and the Gagana's pelt. Thank you. God. Do we have names? Do you say our names? No? Alright then. I mean, at least it's not numbers, but... It hasn't been too... It has been far too long since I lectured before an audience so large. I hope I didn't bore them.
You were perfect, Miss Atelloune. They were hanging on your every word. And did you see how everyone was admiring the Gagana mount? Today was a great day.
Indeed it was. A great many people learned a valuable lesson, thanks in no small part to the two of you. And with that, I do believe my work here is done. Enion, Kat, you have my sincerest thanks. Come now, you two. When my assistants are deserving of praise, I will not hesitate to give it. Even I have to admit that Gagana mount was quite impressive. It's not often the amphitheater draws a crowd like that. Between that and the lecture, I'd say the exhibition was a resounding success.
Thanks for the compliment, but building the mannequin was the easy part. Kat's the one who made the incredible cape to dress it. He's been like a big brother looking out for me every step of the way.
Aww.
Now that we've finished, though, I think I'll stay in Gridania a while longer. There's still a lot I need to learn about leatherworking, and I have plenty left to share about making animal mounts.
Well, looks like I have a new recruit. Don't think I'll go easy on you just because you're a friend of Kat's either. Rather the contrary.
Wait, you're the guildmaster? I thought you were just a friend of his.
I admit I was doubtful of your abilities as a leatherworker, but I am grateful to have been proven wrong. Thanks to you, we have touched the hearts and minds of a good many people here in Gridania. But this is only the beginning. When I publish the results of our work here, all corners of the realm shall know of the great naturalist Atelloune. Atelloune. Indeed, the shining star that is my career has only begun to shine. Ah, did I not tell you? Not long after I finished my lecture at the amphitheater, reservations for the next publication of New Eorzea Geographic began to pour in. What's more, Hero Marmaduke plans to speak with the Elder Seedseer to have my publication instated as a reference work for the Seedseer's Council. I left Marset to manage the better part of my research and writings, but this will require nothing short of my undivided attention. My work must be thorough and comprehensive. I foresee much traveling as well. Yes, across the whole of Eorzea, and then the world. Perhaps we will meet again on a distant shore. Should that day come, I would be honored to receive your assistance once more. We did it! Da 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 da! And I leveled up. Let's go. I'm 74! We did it! All of the crafter is done.